So good afternoon to everyone, especially to Sir Malpit. We are the Group 6 with the group members, namely Granpio, Joven B, Castroverde, Jenlee O, Nindy, Ikhwatun, Salma, and lastly Muhammad Irsyad Abdullah. So the topic designated to our group is that the species interaction. Species interaction describes the relationship among organisms of different species living in the same location. Example includes herbivores eating plants, carnivores eating other animals, and organisms competing for food, space, or mates. Especially the habitat belongs to this. The states of all the abiotic and biotic components of the environment. In species interaction, it has two kinds, namely the direct interactions and indirect interaction. It is sometimes called or known as direct effects and indirect effects. Direct interaction deals with the direct and actual interactions of organisms to another. Let us tackle the different kinds of direct interactions. 1. The competition, the predation, parasitism, commensalism, and mutualism. Competition. Two organisms compete for the same resources and habitat. Competition is a biological interaction between two or more organisms of the same or different species, where the species compete with each other for different resources. Most of the competitive interaction occurs for the need of food sources that occurs in limited supply when compared to the demand. Mostly, the competition is the competition for food and habitat.
Two types of competition, species competition, interspecific competition, competition between member of a different species. Intraspecific competition, competition between member of the same species. Predation, one organism consume another. Predator and prey. Predation is a type of ecological interaction where one of the species killed and feed on the other. The organism that kills and feed on the dead organism is called the predator, whereas the organism that get killed is called the prey. Parasitism. One benefits at the expense of the other. Parasite. Parasitism is a relationship between two different organisms where one of the organisms actually harm another through the relationship. The organism that is harming the other one is called a parasite. Example of parasitism: flies or ticks that live on dogs and cats are parasite. Commensalism occurs when one organism is positively affected by the relationship, while the other organism is not affected either negatively or positively. Mutualism. Both partners benefit from the relationship of the other. In the best known relationship between ants and aphids, ants eat the sugar-rich honeydew excreted by the aphids and in return provide them with protection and hygienic services. This kind of interaction is termed tropobiosis and is considered to be mutualistic.
Indirect interaction. The strength or direction of interaction between two species changes in the presence of a third species. Herbivore competition, a living thing that only eats plants. An herbivore is an organism that feeds mostly on plant. Herbivores range in size from tiny insects such as aphids to large lumbering elephant. Examples of herbivores include large mammals such as cattle, deer, sheep, and kangaroos. as well as small creatures such as leaf-eating insects and crustacea that graze upon aquatic algae. Effect of plant on herbivore.
Herbivora is also may affect climate and the likelihood and intensity of weather disturbance. The reducing vegetation cover greatly affect the penetration of light, precipitation, and wind to the understory and soil, affecting soil warming and water contents, relative humidity, erosion, transpiration, etc. Predatory effect. Dispersing rich nutrient and seed from foraging. They influence the structure of ecosystem and controlling the distribution, abundance, and diversity of their prey. Microorganism effect. Microbes keep nature clean, helping farmer increase yield and protect crops, and improve livestock health, growth, and field utilization. And then some microorganisms can cause disease in both plant and animal. Effect of herbivore and vegetation. Affect the growth of plant by terminating shoot growth and initiating branching, and by affecting shoot to root ratios, change in survival, productivity, and growth of individual plant species. Okay, thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Anjir, gak jelas banget.